what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight over the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, see does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
How's everyone doing? Happy Monday. It's Monday. Chords on Rumble. How are we doing? Wilson, what's going on, my dude? How are we doing this lovely Monday afternoon? As we enter World War III and the rockets' red glare, stinking hair, deep pools. I'm sure my neighbors love my singing, and that's why I sing. Was still there. Oh, see does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home Zima. Thank you. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the revolution.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Darrell Brooks Show. How are you guys doing today on this lovely Monday afternoon? Get in the chat. Tell me how you're doing. How are we feeling? How we feeling? How are we feeling today? How are we feeling this Monday? Your singing is getting better. Thanks, Cords. I don't warm up my voice. That's my my vocal warm ups is doing this show, is getting in and just living the dream. Bought a new gun today, so I'm very happy. Nice. What gun? Let's look it up right now. I want to see it. Tell me the gun. It's for educational purposes only. As a reminder, you're always welcome to call me in the middle of the show, during the show, whenever. Leave a message and I will play it out. 872-240-2407. You don't have to say your name. I'm not going to share your phone number. Obviously, I'm not that psychotic of an individual. I'm a normal human being. 872-240-2407. You're welcome. Oh, Kimber Pro Carry 2. I don't know if I know what that looks like. I'm going to look that up right now. Kimber Pro Carry 2. It's for concealed. Oh, nice. Very nice. Oh, 45. 45 or bust, brah. Hey, man, that's classy. That's a classy bay. Woo! I like that. Kimber for nice. Very nice. Gorgeous. Who doesn't love a good gun? For fun, educational purposes only, everyone. Everyone's doing good in the poll? Good. It's what I want to know. It's what I want to see. Hope you guys are doing as good, if not better, than our freaking Waukesha massacre suspect. Have you guys been keeping up as I take a sip from my coffee? I just got off of work and I'm drinking coffee because that's what I do. What do you guys like to do when you get off work? I think that's the question of the day. What's your go-to when you get off work? Mine is coffee because I tend to get off in the afternoons. Praise God. That's why I've been doing the show at 5 p.m. Eastern. I hope you guys have enjoyed this time. I feel like it's a good time. There's not a lot of competition. But also, are you keeping up with the Waukesha massacre trial? It's incredible the differences between the Waukesha reception by the media for Waukesha and someone like a Kyle Rittenhouse. This guy's totally off his rocker, clearly insane, and being disruptive, abusive, and just insane while he's in trial the entire time. Like today, this is him today building a freaking box of to hide.
No, I don't want to do that. Oh, you don't? I changed, hold on. 76. The 76 count. Just want to make. It says near Frame Park, so it is in there. But that was just one question I had.
I feel like I'm 5 years old again watching this. I'm going to build a sick fort, and people are going to, no one's going to know that I'm behind the box.
I'm just going through each one. I'm on page 50.
And then when the camera comes back to me, no one will see me.
Everything's looking great so far.
Everyone will be like, where is
Fair enough. There's
Darrell
107
Brooks?
pages. I certainly can give the parties some time to.
Where's
continue
Darrell
to
Brooks?
read them.
Oh, where's Darrell Brooks? I'm hiding. Sick fort, brah. Look at this guy. They'll never convict me if they can't find me. Like I don't even like I've been watching this trial and I don't really want to give him any sort of platform at all, but it's just no one's really talking about this guy. This is one of the worst things that's ever happened, especially during a holiday season, and everyone's silent about it, pretending like it didn't exist. You know, because it doesn't fit the narrative. It doesn't fit the agenda. If it doesn't fit the narrative, we keep it to ourselves. Cords on Rumble says, when we have had lawyers, he was pleading criminal insanity. When he had lawyers, he was pleading criminal insanity. Yeah, he's a little crazy. He was staring down the judge. I think it's all an act. I mean, this is just like a personal opinion. I don't know that for a fact, but he seems like he enjoys the attention. I mean, you're freaking building a fort to hide in the middle of the prosecution because you know you're on TV, you know, and every day like there's like a new clip of him arguing with the judge, like he thinks he knows better than her. like you know those people that like they read a book and after they read a book they pretend like they know everything there is to know about the world, and you're just like, what do you? You don't know what you're saying. This person does this for a living. Maybe keep this one closer to the chest. Don't try to give your lawyer talk to people like her. I don't know. But anyways, Gene, we'll go through some of my favorite questions from today's press conference to get started off with. I do have the full Ted Cruz view video to watch because I think I started watching some of the clips and I'm just like, every time I try to like do clips on the show or just do clips in general, like I just feel like it misses so much context, and so I want to make sure I want to get the context around and then come up with my own opinion together with you. So we'll watch that, and then I also have an Alex Jones interview that I was going to get to yesterday, but I didn't have enough time. So today's a little bit longer podcast. So I hope you're ready to strap in and have a good time. Also, you're always welcome to interrupt my show. Call this number at 872-240-2407, or you can text me if you would like as well. But here is, I gotta make sure my ringer is off. Audio's okay. Cool. All right, here we go. So Jean-Pierre says she got a question about Elon Musk. And you and I have been following this whole Elon Musk thing and everything that's going on with the world and how much they hate him How dare Elon Musk suggest for a chance of peace in Ukraine? It's not important to have peace in Ukraine. It's important for victory, apparently. That's the only thing that they're pushing. And that's why, as Wilson was saying, 101st Airborne in Romania, 3 miles from Ukrainian border. I've been reading that too, man. I've been reading about how our troops are moving right at the border. Lots of them. And people are pretending like that's... We are like closer and closer to war because of Biden's actions and Putin's actions and Zelensky's actions. It's not just Putin. I mean, people try to act like it's not a it takes two to tango. But anyways, Jean-Pierre was asked about regarding Elon Musk. And the question was, will Elon Musk be subjected to a national security review? Of course. These people have no time to actually fix your life, but they do have time to investigate Elon Musk. Because how dare he? How dare Elon Musk give free internet to the Ukrainians, which is probably the sole factor they're doing okay in this war? How dare he do that? He must give free internet forever. And then I've seen like other Democrat people talking about how like the U.S. government should take over Starlink for its capabilities. I'm like, okay, you want to fight Putin and then you start talking like that? Sure, that makes a lot of sense. But here's the question. I think it's important. Always important to hear from our peoples. Oh, Gaz, what's up? How are we doing, ladies and gents? I'll be toned down. Dude, Gaz, tone it all the way up, buddy. You, don't censor yourself. I just have to censor myself via YouTube. I wish this was like a freedom of speech platform. It truly isn't. So maybe we'll have an all-out Rumble show where we go nuts on Rumble together. I'm not much crazier than I am on the show already, but it's just, you know how it is. Putin is lighting the world of economic forum. Yeah. Yeah, Willie. They don't like Putin because they can't control him. They want to be able to control you and governments around. But here's Gene.
There've been some slightly conflicting reports about Elon Musk. On one side, there's been a report that he might be subject to some kind of national security review. There's been these, been kind of trolling on Twitter, communicating with Medvedev.
They get so mad at Elon anytime he like does any kind of shit posting or trolls. They hate him for that so much. It's just like, I even talk to people that like actually like Elon but are a little older, and they're just like, he's just not a very serious man. He just ruins his company for his comedic posts. But his posts aren't that cringy, or nor are they that insane. They're not even that controversial. It's just such a ridiculous time we live in where people just constantly want to police other people. How did us Brits get in the room? Is this a joke? How did us Brits get in the room? Keep going. Oh, are you talking for the journalists? I thought you were gonna do like a joke, like how many Brits does it take to get in a room? I don't know. How much tea you got? Sorry, that's so stupid. I'm gonna shut up.
There've been some slightly conflicting reports about Elon Musk. On one side, there's been a report that he might be subject to some kind of...
Russia will drop a blank and it'll be... Russia will drop a nuke and it'll be Elon's fault for buying Twitter? Yeah. You imagine if that actually happened? Anytime they like even like suggest it's Elon's fault for this war in general, it's just like, can you shut up? Just your faith, like your religion is showing. Elon, the greatest African American ever. I know. I love saying that. I said that to one of my really progressive liberal friend once, calling Elon Musk the greatest African American, and they were so mad. They were like, it's true. And they're like, it's not, okay, listen.
Slightly conflicting reports about Elon Musk. On one side, there's been a report that he might be subject to some kind of national security review. There's been these, been kind of trolling on Twitter, communicating with Medvedev on Twitter. So there's been a little bit of confusion about what his role is there. And on the other side, there's been reports that he's in discussions, or the government's in discussions with him about providing Starlink to Iran, or to the people protesting in Iran. So could you give an overview of like what's the administration's dealings with Elon Musk, who's obviously not somebody, he's an important person.
No, I know there's a lot of interest in this. We've heard those reportings. Those reportings are not true. So we'll leave that there. The national security review, that is not true. And I really don't have more to say on that piece as well, on the Elon Musk and what he's choosing to do and not to do. I'm not going to say more from here.
Good. Do you trust them? It's the question. The fact that it was being circulated, it's kind of like PayPal. Once that information kind of slowly goes out there, then that's when the things get churning. It's almost like they like to gauge how people will view them if they actually push things forward before they actually push things forward. And it has been speculated, and there has been reports of it being a possibility of him going under review or him being subpoenaed or summoned and all this stuff. So far, it's been hearsay and conjecture, but you never know. That's how a lot of stuff starts out, isn't it? God, especially with all this like subpoena January 6th crap. All right, and then she gets asked about how people will be on. Well, Peter Doocy wasn't there, and so JacquiHeinrich was there and kind of pushed her on whole messaging right now of the Democratic platform and the whole thing of what's going down, because you're seeing a lot of Joe Biden even going around saying that the economy is world hot, the economy is doing great, and you should shut your mouth. Or like when people are asking, Joe, it seems like people aren't inviting you out to campaign trails, and he's like, I have 15 people. So let's listen to what her answer will be. I think this might be the most interesting question of the day, but we'll see. This could all just be a perfect example. Again, like a lot of these clips, I react with you on these things. So if they suck, we'll watch them together. But this could be like a perfect example of what I'll take gaslighting for 500.
Today, the president seemed to be countering some of this GOP messaging on the economy, and he told people that Republicans like to call Democrats big spenders and people should look at the facts. But the facts don't seem to be exactly how he's painting it on some of these issues. He has claimed repeatedly that the administration reduced the deficit, but if you break it down, spending was high because of the pandemic, those programs expired, and that brought down the deficit, and then that deficit reduction was spent on canceling student loans, and then on the jobs claims that he made. He said that President Trump was the first since Hoover to lose jobs during his administration, but and he claimed that he had created 10 million new jobs, but in reality, those jobs have mostly been added back, and the Bureau of Labor Statistics says only about 5.
See, I used to hate when people would like explain themselves before they ask the question, but when you're dealing with liars, you have to do that. You have to show your receipts. As we'll watch later on The View, Ted Cruz pulls out like papers to prove his point, because they don't care about the past or the future or what's written in the news. They will just say these things to get you off their back. You know, it's like a perfect example of a good pathological liar. They will just say things without thinking because they'd rather you just stop focusing on them. Quit it. Just good vibes only, bro.
114,000 jobs have been newly created. So how are people supposed to take this kind of messaging on their most important issue seriously when some of this feels like smoke and mirrors?
Well, let me tell you what the American people should take very, very seriously. Let me remind you of the Trump tax cut of 2017, $2 trillion that was not paid for, not paid for. So I want to be very clear about that. And let me also remind the American people of what was happening in January of 2020, January 20th or 21 of 2020, 2021.
Whoa. Well, that was a lot. I feel like I need to go through that one more time. Wait, what? I feel like I wasn't even following her.
Well, let me tell you what the American people should take very, very seriously. Let me remind
2020,
you of the Trump
2022,
tax cut of
2020,
2017, $2 trillion that was not paid for, not paid for.
Yes, I agree. Keep
so
going.
I want to be very clear about that. And let me also remind the American people of what was happening in January of 2020, January 20th or 21 of 2020, 2021, which was that American businesses, small businesses were shutting down. I just talked about schools. Only 46% of schools were shut down. There was not a real comprehensive COVID response and making sure that people got shots in their arms. And because of the American Rescue Plan, which is something that Republicans refused to work on, refused to vote on, the American Rescue Plan got those schools open, got those small businesses open.
Yeah, what? Yeah, it wasn't that people just wanted to go back to their job or they weren't forced to take something that they didn't feel comfortable taking. It was the American Rescue Plan that got the economy back and going. Thanks, Joe!
And again?
2020 or 2021.
And
yeah,
really
exactly, yes.
made us and put us in a place where the economy turned back on. And we saw historic, don't listen to us, you're giving me data, but there's also data that shows that unemployment is the lowest that it's been in 50 years. It also shows that...
Yeah, but you can't afford to buy anything or do anything or go see people in a car unless you're rich. Seriously, if anybody is not complaining about inflation or hasn't been affected by it in any capacity, they're rich. like, what the heck, dude? Okay, keep going.
What we were able to do, even with the strong labor market, that was because of the plan, the economic policies that the president put forth. So he put in the work. And here's the thing, and I'll add more, and I'm happy to hear your next question. Congressional Republicans have been very, very clear on what they want to do. And this is the choice that the president talks about that Americans have to decide on. They have to make. They have said that the first thing that they're going to repeal is the Inflation Reduction Act, which actually lowers costs for American people. They have said that if they are not able to put Medicare and Social Security on the chopping blocks, right, they're going to essentially hold us hostage. If that doesn't happen, they're going to shut down the government. That does not that does not help inflation, that makes it worse. That does not help the economy, that makes it worse. And so that is the stark difference here of what we are talking about what congressional Democrats and this president want to do.
So why doesn't he lean more on some of that language than continuing to repeat this "we reduce the deficit" thing that feels like sort of irrelevant?
It's a lie. It's a gray area lie is what it is. And that's why they don't want to talk. Yes, he reduced the deficit from our extreme expending during the height of the pandemic. Good on you, bro. They just keep printing money and pointing fingers at each other until it all implodes. Yes, Wilson, they do. And again, I get so tired of... I have this conversation with leftists all the time. All they talk about is price gouging. As if that is... As if it's like so easy. It's just one thing. It's just price gouging. If we just get these corporations that Republicans love to stop price gouging the people and actually give people a fair wage, as opposed to yes and. It's never yes and with these people. It's always just like one thing. It's just this one thing that distinguishes me as a modern leftist. And so I'm going to keep to that one thing, even if it doesn't fit right in this particular context. Sure, there's corporate greed and price gouging, because of course there's evil people out there. I don't assume corporations are good-hearted human beings, but I also don't put that on the same. I don't say the government is, and they don't even look at it. The government creates inflation. Price gouging is not inflation. It's price gouging. Incompetent copiness, blabber. I know. Cords on Rumble says she's happy to answer her next question. I'm waiting for her to answer the first one. Of course. She's good at like pushing it, but let's continue to going down this question.
No, the reduce the deficit is real. $1.4 trillion. That's what he talked about just last week. And that is his.
Papa, what's good? One thing that distinguishes me from desire to find quality products at fair. One thing that distinguishes me is the desire to find quality products at fair prices. That is a very distinguishable characteristic, Papa. My dog just died. Leftist. That's Putin's fault. Yeah. No, they would also, leftists would say, my dog just died. Oh, good. That's less farts in the ozone contributing to climate change.
Historic as well. In 1 year, that's what the president has been able to do.
Well,
Those
and your dog wasn't a vegetarian, was she? Or he? Or they? Huh?
are real numbers.
Huh?
That matter as we talk about inflation, as we talk about the economy.
It just happened on its own.
No, but it is actually the policies that he has taken that has helped reduce the deficit. Let's not forget Trump 20.
You know, these people genuinely expect you to be stupid. They count on it with their whole being and livelihood that you are just completely clueless on how money works. I think this is a perfect example of why our American education isn't as good as we think it is. Like people have no idea how the economy works. You know, they have no idea what price gouging is. They have no idea what like simple things are because we're more concerned about being, I don't know, a good old leftist. Gaz, you got me, dude. That was like one of the first things I learned about British humor. I was like, when I first got into British humor, I was like, what is bell end? What is that? And then when I found out, it was like one of the best days of my life as a 13-year-old boy. Because what 13-year-old boy doesn't love a good bell end? I'll give Jean-Pierre $20 in unmarked bills if she can go 20 seconds without having to mention the deficit. Dude. You would never have to pay her $1. I'm curious how she tries to pull herself out of this deep pit. You know what I mean? Just imagine thinking spending lots of money is contributing to the deficit. How does that even make sense? Hey, but it's not supposed to make sense because it's not true. Okay.
Those are real numbers that matter as we talk about inflation, as we talk about the economy.
It just happened on its own.
No, but it is actually the policies that he has taken that has helped reduce the deficit. Let's not forget Trump 2017 with the $2 trillion that Republicans were very happy to vote on and was not.
I don't know why people think this isn't a slam dunk. There's a lot of people like myself that thought, spending this money, handing out paychecks to people isn't a good thing. We should just stay open. But those people were called insane. Those people were called the conspiracy theorists and the people that shut your freaking mouth. W anchor? I don't know what that is. I don't know. Is that another British thing? W anchor? I don't know what that is. You're probably laughing bruv, this man right here. This wanker. Okay.
Not paid for. So there is a difference here in how we approach the economy, how we approach what Americans are going through.
Yeah, there is a different approach how you approach the economy. You spend your way out. Oh, a wanker. Oh, that makes sense. Dadgummit, that was right in my face, and I just missed it. Take one to the face. Her plan to get a show on CNN fell through after Don Lemon got demoted. She's so deep. You think she's a CNN anchor? I think she's more MSNBC flavor. You know what I mean? I don't know. She's not aggressive enough for CNN. She's dead on the inside. Dude, I feel dead on the inside watching her. I would get dead on the inside if I had to constantly continue to lie over and over again for my boss. You know what I mean? You can only lie for your boss for so long before you're just like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I have to be a real authentic human being for once in my life. I can't just lie for a living. Dude, yeah, she will revive CNN Plus single-handedly. Well, and now we're bringing back CNN Plus for Jean-Pierre. Make sure to subscribe. We're trying it one more time.
Is actually the policies that he has taken that has helped reduce the deficit. Let's not forget Trump 2017 with the $2 trillion that Republicans were very happy to vote on and was not paid for. So there is a difference here in how we approach the economy, how we approach what Americans are going through right now, how we approach dealing with middle-class families, that you are not seeing currently. You're not seeing currently from Republicans. I got to move on because we don't have a lot of space.
I got to move on because I'm running out of talking points. God. I like that, like, even Democrats like her and, you know, Biden and stuff uses that whole deficit thing as if like we all forgot of why, you know? We all forgot about that whole year where we weren't allowed to go outside ever. That whole year where we were told going to the gym is basically a form of white supremacy or something. We were all told like that those who want to put their mask below their nose so they could breathe better were insane. People like are banking on them to forget. Like, why did we do that spending? I know you think this is like a slam dunk on Trump and making him look bad, but why did we do that spending? Why did we do it? I can't remember. I'm just blinking. Guns are very happy to lie and think it's important to get to Dems. Guns. Courts of Rumble says Dems are very happy to lie because they think it's important to get for the democracy. Well, they're in charge right now, and so they are doing everything in their power to make themselves look good, even when things aren't looking good. You know what I mean? So they're in the position of lying at all costs because they were concerned about losing power, because power is everything. I feel bad for her. Gas says, I feel bad for her. As you can imagine, she knows the shit show that she is in. Unlucky, made that bad, now lying it. Yeah, I think, you know, she comes from a background of doing this for a living too. So there's that. I mean, sometimes I wonder if I was ever be up there, if they would ask me to lie, if I would just go, yeah. I don't think I would. I would just try to like argue my way out of it somehow. Like, I would never just blatantly lie. No, Derek, going to the gym was supposed to make your heart explode. It does. Yesterday, I had my heart rate at like 180 something, and I thought my heart was going to explode, and that's from lifting weights. Cold showers gave heart attacks too. Yes, yes, and eating meat, especially eating meat and eggs. Eggs will kill you the second you look at them. Okay. And I think this might be the funniest question of the day too. This question from that Jean gets regarding Biden and her answer about how Biden is healing the soul of America. Okay. If Biden is the one that heals the soul of America, we are gone, man. We are gone. If they think this is healing America, I don't know what to say, but here's Jean.
With the Israeli president coming.
Wait, Papo says what? And mainlining Twinkie filling directly into your bloodstream is healthy. It is. My body, my choice, Papa. But bugs are great. Yeah. Who doesn't love bugs? Ugh. Shrimp are good, though.
For a visit.
Okay, hatred.
With the Israeli president coming for a visit, that comes at a time when there has been a notable uptick in some prominent anti-Semitism and some questions about how Republicans are responding to that, how the culture is responding to that. What is the president?
An uptick of anti-Semitism. Are you talking about that one person that raps, that just put out a new video? Is that who we're talking about? I like that they like try to make it seem like all of America is anti-Semitic because Kanye West is talking. Therefore, it fits the narrative for everyone. Joe Biden can't heal my soul. It died when Shawn Michaels became HBK. Yes. Biden needs ice cream truck to run after. Oh my God. I will pray every day for Biden to get ice cream at an ice cream truck and run it down. That would be one of the greatest films ever. Wallen Thompson, what's up, man? Hope you're doing good. I don't know if I've seen you in the chat before. Appreciate you being here, brother. Those reporters are all a part of the Democratic press. Oh yeah, 100%, man. 100%, except for, Fox News. And Fox News isn't I wouldn't call them conservative. I would just say they're a different voice in the room. Pickles for Hillary. What's good? Joe Biden takes vitamin. There's one thing Joe Biden doesn't have to take, and it's fiber powder. It's ma'am. God. That's one of my favorite memes. It's ma'am.
Suck on this, Biden.
Okay. All right. But here's Joe Biden healing the soul of the nation.
A notable uptick in some prominent anti-Semitism and some questions about how Republicans are responding to that, how the culture is responding to that.
What is
the president's view of how that might even influence the visit or be a subject of the visit, or how he believes the country should be responding to that? Kanye West has been a part of it. Others have been asked to respond to the corporate side of those sort of notable instances.
So I could just speak for the president and how he feels, and he feels that our administration and himself should respond to this. Let's not forget the president ran on healing the soul of our nation, right after years of just years of division, years of hatred. And so he's been very clear on that and how important it is to make sure that he does that in this administration. So when racism or anti-Semitism rears its ugly head, he is going to call it out. And he has called it out. We should not allow that conversation to be existing, not just in the political discourse, but in our everyday lives. And so that is something that we're going to continue to call out, that the president's going to call out. It is ugly, it is dangerous, it is despicable, and he believes that that we should as leaders in the political party, leaders. It doesn't matter if you're which side of the aisle that you sit in. We should be calling this out, and that is something that again he's going to condemn, and he's going to be very, very clear to call this out in the strongest terms.
Does he think others have been timid in that area?
That was a word salad.
I've
like this idea that Biden is healing America. God help us, man. That is the most insane thing ever. This man is a very aggressive man who goes around asking people for push-up competitions and stuff like that. Isn't the most empathetic, humble human being there ever was. In fact, he is one of the biggest a-holes in politics, and everyone knows that. Anyone with a brain knows that. You don't... He's like arrogant. What did you say? In Florida during the hurricane, there was that captured video of him saying no one fucks with the Bidens. You're just like, this guy he isn't your friendly neighborhood Batman. Dude couldn't heal a paper cut. Exactly. That's the biggest lie. That is Joe Biden's grift, though. That is his entire grift, is healing the nation. He is bringing semblance. You know who... The whole reason the nation was at odds is because of the corporate media decided they hated Trump more than life itself. And they wanted to do everything in their power to ignite everyone's anxiety to be out of 10 or 11. This one goes to 11, though. They wanted everyone's anxiety to be so high all the time. And it's their fault. It's their fault. So when the day Joe Biden got in the office, it wasn't that Joe Biden brought this empathetic soul to the nation. It was that the media decided they can finally relax and they don't have to be at war the entire time with this one person. It's their fault. It's not the other way around. They never gave him a freaking chance, ever. And that's what was so annoying about it. God. Yep, the government should totally have a say when it comes to a person's right to speech. Yeah, exactly. I like the fact that her question was like, made it seem like there was anti-Semitic things going around the country at all times, as opposed to just probably happening, in New York subways. And then, you have Kanye's comments. But other than that, who else is saying these things? I can't think of a single person. But that's what they make you try to believe. They constantly try to force you to. They constantly make up this boogeyman of like everyone on the right or every person. There's like racists everywhere. Like if you just look around, you'll find a racist. They're everywhere. oh my God, who's a racist right now? It could be me. I don't know. Oh my God, am I the racist? This is oh my God, you laughed at that? It's because you're racist. Either way, you have free speech or you have no speech. 100%. Yeah, the minute, this idea that we need to censor certain words or that certain phrases or you can't say this, it's over. It's over. Then it's whoever's in charge of the day gets to dictate what you're allowed to say and what you're not allowed to say, and that's where it goes downhill fast. That's when comedians go to jail, go to prison for teaching a dog to put a Nazi salute. That was one of the dumbest stories ever, and I actually laughed at it because it was funny. Klaus Schwab shat a brick when Trump got elected, 100%. And he's going to do it again if that happens again. Even though, isn't Britain's new prime minister, isn't he a big World Economic Forum man? Gaz, help me out with that one. You're my Brit in the chat. Either you have sorry. Darth Klaus and Emperor Soros. And the provable fact, and that's just a provable fact, just long as you don't make an attempt to prove that George Soros wept when Giorgia Meloni took over Italy. Yeah, he did. 99%. I feel like I want to continue down this question, but please keep getting in the chat. Tell me, wishy-washy Rishi Sunuki. Yeah, Gaz, he's a World Economic Forum guy, isn't he? I'm pretty sure he is. Chords on Rumble says they want us to turn on our neighbors. Yes, they do. It's about the brown shirts. It's the brown shirts army. They want you to be able to go around and turn in people and make sure we get rid of the wrong think people. Old Saucy on Rumble, what's going on? Whoever controls the speech controls the behavior. Yes, that is 100% correct. Thank you, Old Saucy. Yes, on Rumble. Yes, and that's why freedom of speech is so important. That's why, I try to allow as much as possible on my platform. YouTube dictates a lot of that for me, so I don't care. You can call me the biggest piece of crap you ever known, and I don't care. Sure, the PM of Jolly England gave us Klaus a few lap dances. Yes, same as Liz Truss. Okay, Gaz, he's the same as Liz Truss. I thought so. Biden has brown underwear. Curry King Charles. Yeah, I don't really know too much. I tried to stay away from world politics, even though I engage with the world news, but because I'm not one to talk about what's going on. I know our culture well, but I don't want to just start spitting nonsense just because I have a freaking microphone in front of me, even though I do spit nonsense. Let's just be honest.
Talked about this before when we saw the situation in Los Angeles, and I was asked about the city council members specifically in Los Angeles, and they were Democrats. And we were very clear. It doesn't matter if there's a D or an R after your name, that we should call this out. And what is sad about this is you see Republicans in Congress who make these horrific, and not just in Congress, but across the spectrum.
I love when she's beginning to lie. It's it gets me going. She starts to look down. She starts to try to think of words, maybe a new word of the day she just learned. What's that word I just learned? It's on the tip of my tongue. It's on the back of my lungs. I'd rather hear what you think, brother, regarding our nation. Hey, thanks, man. I'm trying to. I will speak up on things I feel comfortable speaking up on. I work with a lot of men. I work a lot in addictions. I work a lot with human psychology and stuff like that. So whenever there's something to talk about regards to human psychology, I'm all about that. Her eyes flutter when she's lying. Yes. I don't want to say for sure, as this is my opinion. In my humblest opinion, the minute she starts looking down, as someone who engages with psychology a lot and starts mumbling a little bit, she's uncomfortable with what she's going to say, and she's thinking of the right words rather than being completely honest in the moment. And that's exactly what's happening. And people don't like whenever I point that out, they call me racist or they call me, a stupid GOP or something like that. But anyone knows if you push someone to a corner and you ask them a question, hey, did you cheat on me? Or hey, did you lie on this test? Did you do this or that? You like call someone out and they begin to like look down, like kind of look away. Their eyes start to flutter a little bit. They get a little slower in their speech. Their anxiety is going through the roof. Their nervous system is overloaded to the point where they're trying to figure out what the words to say. Papa says, Derek, you're not the biggest piece of crap I've ever met. That honor goes to William Shatner. And he went to space. And then remember, William Shatner went to space with Amazon. He gets home from Amazon, and immediately the on the video he goes, it was the most magical, marvelous thing he's ever seen. And then just recently he came out and said it wasn't that big of a deal. I'm like, dude, you're losing your mind, dude. Just shut up. It was either the most you can't tell me it wasn't like the most magical experience of your life. It's just like ridiculous. Cords on Rumble says, I've been watching several UK content creators. They are flipping out over there. I'm sure they are. Gaz, are you flipping out? No, because you're here with me. But I will do more research into the UK Prime Minister, but I'm sure he's nothing more than, Liz Truss. Just will probably be able to handle the social pressure a little bit more when he bankrupts UK.
Make these really vile and despicable comments about racism and anti-Semitism, and they don't call it out.
Whoa! You're talking about Republicans not calling out anti-Semitism, like Ben Shapiro? Who are we talking about here?
Across the spectrum, make these really.
Also, you know what? You know who also doesn't call people out on racism? A lot of leftists online. A lot of people like in Antifa or a lot of leftist Twitch streamers, stuff like that say actual racist remarks. No one on the left calls them out. Why? Because they're on our team. I don't want to dumb down anything. I don't want to go after and make them look stupid. I hate that kind of like mentality. Like I was watching even Steven Crowder the other day, and he started talking about how he started going after Alex Jones, saying like you shouldn't focus so much on conservatives. You should only focus on liberals because they're a bigger threat. And it's like, can't we just call everyone out for things that we disagree with? I get so tired of like our side needs to win at all costs, even if it means Lindsey Graham's are all in office. Like I don't want that. Like I think Lindsey Graham is just as bad as an AOC. It's just a slow movement towards progressivism. It's a speed bumps. Papa says, Gas says, we got a problem. It's a good one to watch on YouTube. Okay. I will be watching. And I will look up that more, especially on Sky. I like some of Sky's stuff. You're more like Mick Foley, Total Class Act, who is in fact did validate my parking plus. I am a motivational speaker. Fun fact, UC Berkeley students have demanded Jew-free spaces? No way. Oh, fun fact. Okay, but tell me how Ye is a bastard. Yeah, he is. I'm just kidding. True, but calling those out whom are bad. Okay, true about calling those who... Yeah. Stop worrying about your team winning and just worry about the things that you believe to be true or your policies that you want to get behind. Focus on that more than the person or the R or the D in front of a name, or if you're in Britain, the Labour Party or the Conservative Party. Progressive Party. Okay. I'm from Waukesha. Sorry.
Vile and despicable comments about racism and anti-Semitism, and they don't call it out. And that is not going to be how the president is going to handle situations like this. He is going to call it out regardless of what side of the aisle you sit on, regardless of, again, if there's a D or R after your name. There is no place at all for that type of vile belief or language in our political.
Labor Party is AIDS. Guys, you're hilarious. Check out Black Conservative Perspective. I'll send you the link. Okay, done.
Discourse. Go ahead, Jackie.
Thanks.
I mean, Am I the only person that's already like forgot about Kanye West and his remarks that I'm supposed to be up in arms about and freaking out about? Am I the only one that's like, I've already forgotten about it because I don't care? Seriously, people are so concerned about what people say rather than what people do. And I get so tired of that in our culture today. People are more concerned about I'd rather, if you're going to say insane things, you're going to say racist things like that. Like, I don't want to be a part of you, but like, I'm not going to like put you in jail or like get mad about it. Like, if you actually performed racist things, like that's a whole different thing in my eyes. Like, I don't know. Maybe I just work with too many people that are borderline insane. So the people I work with, I'll allow them to say insane things, and I realize that they probably don't mean half the things they say. And so I'm used to that kind of rhetoric in my life all the time anyways. It's like, most people feel like they need to just get something off their chest half the time, and then after they say it, they're like, oh, I don't actually believe that. So I don't really put a lot of weight or put a lot of chips in people's actual language. I put a lot of, if they have language and action of what they say, then I'm like, narrowed in. I'm like, okay, this person is a total douchebag. The president's job isn't to call out mean speech. It's job to get ice cream and get his butt wiped. Wilson, Kanye said something crazy. Go figure. Yeah. Like, every celebrity says something insane. I mean, there are celebrities out there that told me that I should vote for Joe Biden. So those people are insane in my eyes. I don't think they're smart. Like, I don't know. Like, oh, jeez. I have a white hood, but I'm dead furry. Hey, furries are welcome in my chat. All right. This is a safe space for furries. God. This is all I can think about when I hear her say this.
Joe Biden is.
Okay. Joe Biden's later. All right. Okay, I just did this video. Sorry. Okay, now we're on to Biden. Biden had a little whispering day. He's had a little day talking about how he's going to save the world and cure cancer. Oh my gosh, this man. Biden's a gift that keeps on giving. But watch this video of him whispering into the microphone for us. Oh, here we go. Also, by the way, as always, you can always call this number and leave me a message or text me, 872-240-2407. I'm not going to do live video. Like, you can't talk with me because I don't know if you're going to say something insane. But call and leave a message, and I will play it out in this show, especially if you want to get something off your chest of something that happened today, or you feel like you just need an outlet to talk, and you feel like it's sometimes chatting is too much to handle, and that you want to call and get your voice off, get it off your chest or whatever. Because I want to have a platform that's important to feel like you need to say something, or just let the world hear what you have to say, because your voice is just as important as my voice. I just have a microphone. That's the only difference, and you have a phone. But try not to be a douchebag, and try to be a cool person calling in. I guess it's my only prayer. You never know, though. You never know. All right. Here's Joe Biden talking about curing cancer. Praise God, dude. Praise God. Help us. Help me. I think you would want to cure dementia first, but that's just me. Here we go. I feel like I could watch that clip 100 times and laugh every time. You're a good man for helping people that need help, brother. Hey, man, I appreciate that. That's what I do. I don't get paid a lot, but I bust my ass because I want to serve the people, you know? That's why I make this show. I hope that I make this show. Oh, no sound. Did I turn it down? I did turn it down. Thank you, Wits. Hey, Wits, I don't think I've ever seen you in chat before. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. You've got to have your wits about you. Yeah. I try to help as many people in need as possible. Serve the people. Okay, here we go. Sorry. Now that I laughed in silence for you, Now I look like a total psychotic individual. Thanks for telling me, Wits. Here we go. I turned the sound back on. Here we go. Here's Biden. We're gonna cure cancer, baby.
If I could wave a wand, I'd cure cancer. Why? Because no one believes it can be done. But we're starting to do it. There's nothing beyond our capacity. I mean it. Not a joke. Not a joke. If I could...
I'm sorry. I would be the only one in that room just dying laughing. Like, what? If I could wave a wand, I would cure cancer. Yeah, I think all of us would do that too. Like hot take, Biden decides that if he has a wand and magical powers, he would freaking cure cancer. Are you serious? What a good and decent human being. I love that. I'm honored that he would even do that for someone like me, a little person. Crow, what's up? When my kids acting wild and crying over something stupid, I started talking like Biden with random bumbling and slurring my words just to throw them off their game. I think I'll do that too. In fact, whenever I get kids, I'm going to have a microphone with me at all times, and I'm going to start whispering into their ears with a microphone. I'm just like, Dad, why do you have a microphone with you all the time? It's freaking weirding me out. I love when Joe whispers and sees nothing, sweet nothings in the ears, pure poetry. I know. Seriously, I want to hear it one more time. It's so hot. Creepy whisper. Not a joke. Come on. Hairy legs. Chroma 8, what up? I don't know if I've seen you in the chat either. I appreciate you being here. I don't want to see that wand. What are you afraid of, huh? This one's 7 inches with dragon feather, mate. Do you know the brother of this wand? It's Hunter's wand. It didn't happen again. It happened again. Looking in the news. What? Find it, fix it. What's up, man? How's it going? It happened again. What happened? But I want to hear this one more time. I feel like this is Joe Biden's new like motivational speaker slash mental health consultant slash hot yin yang twins meets a president that isn't totally sure if he's president, but he thinks he's president. I just feel like I want to hear this. Does the wand grow when he says, oh my God, oh my God. Ew, dude. Well, yesterday we did the live show yesterday, Crowd. I don't know if you were here, but you know, Joe Biden says everything works, so you should be jealous. A shooting? Oh no. Whenever you get kids, the wife of yours to your right is looking pretty great, mate. Get cracking. My wife to my right? This one? Oh, are you talking about? Oh, yeah. You talking about Ted? Ted is looking hot. Oh no, shooting? Is that for real? I feel like I need to look this up. Oh God, live on air. Where is there a shooting? I don't see anyone talking about a shooting. Let me see. This is live as per usual. Going to all my 911 secret. I don't see anything about a shooting, man. Unless you're on the hot scoop. St. Louis teacher and student. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I think I did see that. That sucks. Hate that crap. I freaking hate that crap, man. All right. As we continue down the line. I feel like I want to hear this one more time, though.
If I could wave a wand, I'd cure cancer. Why? Because no one believes it can be done. But we're starting to do it. There's nothing beyond our capacity. I mean it. Not a joke. Not a joke.
If you want to fly, if you just put your mind in front of matter, if you just believe, you can achieve. With my help and my course for $9.99 per month for 1 year straight, you too can have a wand that can cure things at willy-nilly. Don't take my word for it. Take willy-nillies. 81 million votes. Most popular president ever. Praise God, dude. Most freaking popular president ever. More popular than the best. I mean, you know, everyone that I'm talking to says it's the best. Corn Pop was a bad dude, but cancer was bad too. Yes. Corn Pop, dude. Poor kids are just as bright as white kids. Never forget that quote from Joe Biden. Poor kids are just as bright as white kids. Also today, I saw this clip from KariLake. I'm following KariLake very closely. I'm going to push her to run for president. I'm going to find her. I'm going to put a sign out. It says, hot guys for KariLake. Do you guys want to join me? Studs. Derek O'Shea's studs for KariLake. Pickle says, Brew Biden died fighting cancer in Iraq. Yes, he took 15 of them with a single grenade. Yeah, when Biden said that his son died in Iraq, I was like, God, no one calls him out. No one cares. It was an accident. We always assume accident for him, but when Donald Trump said anything insane, it was like, oh, this is malicious. He wants to kill everyone. I think that they know the cure, that cancer is big. I always, Wilson, as far as like them knowing the cure and like the whole conspiracy behind that, I go back and forth. Like, I don't, like, it seems like if they do know the cure, it seems like such an obvious money maker, They would just make so much money if they had a cure for it. But then they also make a lot of money for keeping you alive, and it's like, it's hard. You would hope there would be at least a couple whistleblowers within these organizations that work on these things to let people know if that was the case. So I'm trying to choose goodness rather than malicious. I don't know. But I could be wrong. That's what the show's all about. Didn't know you watched it. I do. I try to watch all the things. You think they know too? Okay. Maybe I'm a minority in this chat. Wait, let's do a nude poll. You guys on Rumble, do they have the cure for cancer? Yes or no? Let me know. New poll. Just take the blueberries. It worked for Steve Jobs. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Steve Jobs. Poor guy. All right, here's KariLake on with Charlie Kirk, which is the show everyone wishes I was. Here's Charlie Kirk right here talking to KariLake, talking about these leftists that they need to vote out of office. I think this is like the most important question that she got asked regarding this interview. A lot of the interviews that I'm seeing her do are very repetitive, even though I like a lot of stuff she says. It's kind of like you hear the same things like fake news, election, conversation, border security. But this is a new question, so I thought it was important. Whenever mechanism is proven to be effective treatment of COVID, pharmacies denied filling those prescriptions. Yes. I personally know pharmacies that were doing that. I know doctors that weren't allowing it. So we live in a crazy time. That's why it's important to find a doctor that you can trust. Charlie looks like Butthead. Derek can be Beavis. Yes. Hey, Beavis.
Cut 21. This is something you just said recently.
Hide, and they put out.
Cords on Rumble says the Dems in Arizona are running ads that KariLake wants to secede from the union. That would mean things like no more health insurance, blah, blah. Yeah. Well, it's because she kind of comment on it on a podcast once, but it's like, people just they'll take any clip out of context and they'll create an entire narrative. I mean, people do it with my videos all the time. They'll watch my whole video. They'll take a 10-second part of that whole clip of the whole video. That's like a 13-minute long video. They'll take 10 seconds and then they'll just make an entire narrative off that 10 seconds. They do that with they do that all the time because it's easy. You don't have to actually engage in the conversation. You don't actually have to talk about the context. You don't actually have to back up points. You just take one part and you're like, you messed up there. We're going after you. And your whole campaign is about this. And you're like, that's not my whole campaign. It's like the same thing with Alex Jones. They had years and years of his content. They took 20 minutes from the years and years from his, like, what does he do? Like a 3 or 4 hour show every day? Like ridiculous amount. And then they create an entire narrative off that quick clip and say that he talks about it all the time, and that's how he got famous. It was totally wrong. He shouldn't have done it. It's insane, but he has the right to say stupid things too, just like me. Cord says, I only know that she claims that she would use states' rights to claim an invasion to close the border. Yeah, I know that too. And that's what it should be. That's what Abbott should be going after too. Papa says, editing is a deadly weapon in the propaganda armory. Yes. It's very, very deadly. But it's what happens when you are a creator. You know, I can't hide. This is my face. I can't, you will find me. I can't just clip up stuff. You can hold me accountable for things I say, and that's kind of the risk I take, but kind of the fun. Did you see KariLake chicken video as a new they, them, she had it? I'm not sure. I think so. I also saw her talking about how if these modern day leftists, if they want to know the difference between male and female, they should go milk a male cow or something like that. Were you in Da Nang? No. I don't know. No. All right, we got some answers. So you guys are 80% sure that they have a cure for cancer. 20% said no. Interesting. All right, here's KariLake. Talk to me, baby.
Cut 21. This is something you just said recently.
Hide, and they put out bogus polls and make people think it's close. I can tell you it is not close. We drew 3,500 people to a rally and a concert that we had on Saturday night. Conversely, my opponent had her biggest campaign event of the season, and there were 15 people there. These polls are not close. We have a movement, and nothing's going to stop it.
We have a movement, Kari, and then Politico is saying Biden administration set to warn about threats to nation's election infrastructure. Are they trying to get ahead of the narrative here? What's going on here?
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I've been seeing that reporting too. I'm seeing more and more Democrats talk about how they're monitoring election interference right now. Of course, when Republicans win, it's the Russians. Each side has their fringe that decides why the other side won, as opposed to just you know what, the economy's trash, our messaging is trash, and we're just trash people running for office. It's never that. It's always somebody else's fault. Cords on Rumble says she brought out a chicken to do the chicken dance on stage for 5 minutes. Oh, is that real? I feel like I want to find that. Okay. Oh, the opponent was dressed as a chicken? That's what Benny says. What?
To a shock to everyone, but I would like to extend an opportunity for them to come on stage. Please give a warm welcome to Secretary of State Katie Hobbs.
I feel like I'm going to get hit for copyright. Is this what we're talking about? That's a little corny, but kind of funny. but that's where we're at. Katie Flops, Knobs ran a mile for Project Veritas. Dude, Katie Hobbs is, every interview I watch of her, I'm like, who in their right mind in Arizona would ever vote for her? There's nothing about her that makes me feel comfortable voting for her, even if I was a Democrat. She is not an eloquent speaker, and she doesn't sound smart. I mean, I don't want to be rude and say things like that, but I wouldn't want her in leadership over me, if that makes sense. I don't know. I feel like I'm being a jerk. Hold up. She danced the chicken dance with the chicken. Shut up and take my vote. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I care about. That's what I want to see. We got to see more chicken dance. Less about economics and more about chicken dances, baby. We have found the cancer. Yeah, I plan to vote for Hobbs 29 times this. Good. You should.
No, get with it. This is why we need to vote these bureaucrats. Get rid of the bureaucrats. Vote these lifer.
First of all, I just want to say, I love the fact that KariLake still uses this insane soft filter on her face. like that is the most insane soft filter. It's like you almost look cartoonish, but you gotta look beautiful because we don't vote for ugly people. I only vote for beautiful people. All right. You already voted.
Political pawns out of office.
Baba says, I haven't voted this hard since one woman twerked for democracy.
And let's get we the people in charge of our government, where we actually bring some competency in. I was wrong, by the way. We had more than 3,500. We just had our weekly meeting with my team. We had more than 4,000 people.
Wow.
With the flute, yeah.
For a governor's race. This is unheard of, Kari, in a state like
amazing.
Arizona. I mean, you're not running for president. That's 4,000 people. It's unbelievable.
And I'm going to tell you, this is not about me. This is about we the...
Cords of Rumble says Dobbs flew under the radar somehow. Radar? Yeah. Dobbs flew under the radar somehow. Sorry, I don't know what just came out. My New Mexican accent. Hey, Dobbs flew under the radar or whatever, eh? Somehow. Yeah, she's like one of those candidates. She's like kind of like AOC. That's just branded as like intelligent because she's a leftist. Like, but if you listen to her talk, you're like, just no wonder you don't want to have a debate. You would get absolutely demolished in that debate. Stop being transphobic. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Gaz, how dare you?
people realizing that what's happened to our lives the last 2 years has been so outrageous, so un-American, so disgusting that these moms and dads and grandmas and grandpas and people from all walks of life and our young people as well are rising up and saying we are going to chart the course for our future, and we're getting involved. We've got a republic if we can keep it.
Yes.
Those were.
Papa, I'm more triggered by you, okay? Because I know you work at a gun store, and that's disgusting. I'm Durkin.
The famous words of Benjamin Franklin. We are in the if we can keep it part. And I'm telling you, Charlie, people of Arizona are ready to keep it.
Yeah, amen. I'm telling you, independents are coming your way. It's a really beautiful thing. The Parents' Party is strong in Arizona. It is broadening. It is strengthening. And everyone in the national audience, we have got to get behind KariLake. You want the border secure? You need KariLake. You want the beachhead for freedom? You want KariLake. You want to win back the White House in 24? You need a Republican governor in Arizona to set that framework, to set the precedent. It is a national race. I don't say this about a lot of races. Arizona is a national governor's race. I
feel like you're going to take that clip out of context. I don't say this about a lot of races. What are you going to say?
And
that's right.
Katie Hobbs has just raised all this money from Silicon Valley oligarchs. We need to defeat her. KariLake has a movement unlike anything I have seen in my 10 years of doing this, absent Donald Trump, and the first time I've ever seen it on the state-based level, and the media hates her. We've got to help her out. KariLake.com. And Kari, I think I'm doing an event with you a week from tomorrow, or maybe the next, Ask Me Anything. I'm excited.
What is it, Pickles?
To do that.
Oh, I
Kari,
can't wait. That's going to be great.
KariLake.com. Got 5 seconds.
Okay, vote Republican down the ticket.
Yes,
we
that's
need
right.
to vote these leftists out of office.
That's generous of her to say. Not every candidate will say that. They only care about themselves. That's who KariLake is. Support her. Cut 20.
All right. We got to vote these leftists. Are you talking about your pickles? Pickles for Hillary? Jeez. Jeez. All right. And then Biden also had some fun things to say about claiming that Democrats are fiscally conservative, are fiscally responsible. A new poll is going up as we speak. I'm a big fan of polls. You guys like polls? Good, I don't care. I hope you like polls. They're fun for me. Okay. This is what Joe Biden says. He says Democrats are the one fiscally conservative. Where's the crack, Biden? Where's the money? Polls are only for strippers. Hey, well, call me a stripper, all right? Somebody's got to make money. Daddy's got to make money around here. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But here's Joe Biden saying that Democrats are the ones that are fiscally responsible. Let's get that straight right now.
Now, we, the Democrats, are the ones that are fiscally responsible. Let's get that straight now, okay? We, the Democrats, are the ones that are fiscally responsible. Let's get that straight now.
If you believe this, you literally have no idea what's going on. You're just voting with your heart. Because with your heart, you can do anything. And if you dream it, you can achieve it. You can even say things like Democrats are fiscally responsible, even though your track record says otherwise. You can just say these things. It's fun. Democrats are for women's health care because they want abortion. You can just say these fun things. Even if they make no sense, you can just say it. It's awesome. I want to be a Democrat. You get away with whatever you want. You can say whatever. You can say and do whatever, and no one cares. Poor kids are just as smart as just as bright as white kids. If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. All these fun sayings of the Democrats. Yes, you are the party of consistency and brilliance. Brilliant. Old Saucy. Democrats are fiscally R-word. Oh, I love that word. I miss that word so much. They are fiscally slow. They are fiscally retarded. I like the Polish people too. Good. My stepfather is Polish. Shomer Shabosh. Stacey Abrams from outer space. She's this big kid. Yeah. Stacey Abrams, our what is it? Our global, our universal president, or what is she? What did they call her? Now I gotta look it up. I'm losing my mind here. Stacey Abrams. What is? What is like the president of the universe or something? What was it? I love her so much. I mean, look at that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. What if she became governor of Georgia, do you think she would just like start dressing this way? President of Earth? Yeah, I think that might be it. I mean, of course, nothing. She would be like Klaus Schwab. This is like Klaus Schwab 2.0. This vibe. Like, what the heck, dude? All right. It's a black hole. It certainly seems that way. All right. Well, there's Joe Biden saying that. And now we get to some of my fun stuff, my longer content that we get to sit back and talk. Also, if you guys want to call in, you can always call in at this number and leave me a voice message at 872-240-2407. We will be happy to share that message out. If you would like to get something off your chest, if you would like to talk about Joe Biden talking about being fiscally responsible, or Joe Biden talking about his deficit reduction, you're welcome to call in. Spock Adams for gender neutralizing of yes. That's freaking hilarious. All right, did anybody see this whole Ted Cruz thing? I'm ready for it. I hope you're ready for it. I hope we get some good clips from this crap. First of all, I cannot believe Ted Cruz went on The View. I can't believe that. Like, he is I think that he's a serious individual. I'm not totally 100% sure on Ted Cruz. I know, like, a lot of my family members absolutely love Ted Cruz, and I just don't get the appeal of him. He's kind of cringy. I don't know what his personality is. Like, I just feel like he's kind of maybe, like, he belongs on the Supreme Court more than, like, in real life. Maybe I'm just losing my mind. But here's the man, the myth, the legend. Oh, so they had a little protester at the end too, or terrorist, whatever you want to call them. Of course they did, you know. Oh God, it's just so much. I need a break from insanity for a second. Let's check on. So I have this Vice News thing queued up, and I know I'm not a huge Vice News fan, blah, 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 but they do an okay job covering world politics. I want to know more about what's going on in Iran with the women and uprising and stuff like that. That protester was paid? Probably. I mean, it's election season. Now's the time to do insane things. Are you guys keeping up to date with what's going on in Iran and people like pushing for freedom and stuff like that? Let's see if this story is any good or worth talking about. If this story is lame, then I'll turn it off. But I like how like Whoopi too. She like tries to make it seem like the right is the ones that are insane. The View has reached Jerry Springer levels. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it certainly seems that way. I like that like everyone constantly tries to pretend like it's. Oh, there we go. Everyone constantly tries to pretend like it's the right is the violent ones, and yet it's the left that's the one that's like protesting things while shutting things down and destroying things and setting things on fire. Iran so far away. Iran so far away. All right, let's see if this is any good. This could be trash or it could be amazing. I also have a lot of other things queued up as well. I have MSNBC talking about the midterms. I think it might be important. I have this insanity about them pretending to get excited about Donald Trump getting into it. And then I have an Alex Jones interview that might be a little saucy. But I want to see what this Iran thing has to say first.
ساعت 10 تا 10:30 شب بود. زیر پل گارد ویژه وایساده بود و کنار خیابون نبودن.
10 تا موتور سوار با شوکر ریختن سر یه نفر.
The View is too hot for TV.
کیر پینتبال ساچمه و با تون فرقی نمی‌کرد. هر کی که وایساده بود رو مورد ضرب و شتم قرار میدادم.
اون چیزی که شماها دارین توی فیلمایی که اومده بیرون میبینین یعنی اصلا 1/3 اون اتفاقایی.
اینا حمله ور شدن به اینا و اون آقایی که مسن بود دختری که وسط نشسته بود و با باتون کوبید تو سرش. دیدم که از سر این دختر خون پاشید. دختره که دیگه هیچ ریاکشنی نداشت. دختر عقبیه داشت جیغ میزد و بعد از اینکه گرفتنم.
Do you guys think that there's going to be revolution in Iran? You know, I don't know. I feel like it'll be squashed like anything in China. Let me know your thoughts in the chat. If you think there will actually be revolution for the good, or it's going to be one of those revolutions that make it worse and makes more fringy, insane ideologies to take over about what's going on there.
دستامو پشت بستن خیلی سفت و چشامو بستن. از تک تک بازجویی میکردن و که کی خط میگیری و کجا اومدی و کی به تو گفته بیایی و چی. فکر کنم حدود 100 تا باتون پشت و توی پام که چاقو خورده بود. تو خون و خاک میغلطیدن دیگه. دستامون رو پشت بسته بودن میگفتن بلند شو. نمیتونستیم بلند شیم. با لگد میزدن با صورت میخوردیم تو جدول. چرا باید بزنی هموطن تو؟ مگه ما داریم چیز پرت و پلایی
I kind of think it'll be like Hong Kong as
چیزی که
well.
میخوایم آزادیه. چیزی که 40 ساله نداره.
That's why I haven't really talked about it as much. I just feel like it'll just slowly dwindle, which is unfortunate because everyone deserves the right to be free in my eyes. Cord says the U.S. is behind the revolution again. The U.S. and Iran are ready to go to war. It certainly seems like that. I don't really know what to think. I don't know if it's like the CIA or whatever, because I know they are in charge of a lot of toppling governments. The conspiracy theorist in me wonders, but also like the human side of me also is like, I would totally understand being under those laws, not wanting to be under those laws. So I don't know, but I don't want to also police the world. It's like, it's always like that, that feeling, you know, maybe they like it. I don't know.
Day after day for over a month, Iran's
Certainly doesn't seem
protesters
like
have
it.
been met with a brutal crackdown for demanding freedom. But day after day, they keep coming back. The trigger was the death of Mahsa Jina Amini, a 22-year-old Kurdish Iranian woman who was in custody of the country's notorious morality police.
Dude, it's amazing that the left hates them so much because that's exactly what they want. They want a morality police, which is like sounds like such like Orwellian ideas, you know? It's like,
In September, Amini was picked up for allegedly wearing a hijab too loosely. 3 days later, she was dead. Her family say she was fatally beaten by police officers. Since then, thousands have taken to the streets in mass protests. Even religious centers like the city of Mashhad are revolting.
ما زنان چادری به جنبش زن زندگی آزادی میپیوندیم.
More than 200 people have been killed and thousands beaten and jailed. Many of the detained were taken to Evin, Iran's most notorious prison. On October 15th, it became engulfed in a fire. In videos circulated on social media, gunshots and explosions can be heard. Unconfirmed reports suggest there were clashes between political prisoners and guards. What we know is that at least 8 inmates were killed and at least 60 severely injured. Outside the prison, women continue to lead the protests, demanding not only the abolition of the morality police, but a complete overthrow of the Islamic regime and its signature symbol, the mandatory hijab.
اساساً چون با حجاب اجباری به عنوان یک زن مسلمان و محجبه مخالف بودم بارها تذکر دادم.
Parvaneh Salashuri is a former parliament member and an outspoken reformist for women's rights. She's been repeatedly prosecuted for criticizing the government and is currently out on bail.
شما وقتی که به زن میگید شما باید این پوشش رو داشت.
Papa says, and yet after 2 years, we are forced to hear about George. Yeah, exactly.
داشته باشید که مطلوب نظام هست و از اون اگر تخطی بکنید با گشت ارشاد جریمه مجازات مواجه خواهید شد. یک مبحث دینی نیست، یک مبحث سیاسی و ایدئولوژیکه. یعنی نظام میخواد با این نشون بده که ما یک جامعه ای رو در کنترل.
Cords on Rumble says they deserve freedom. The U.S. should just chooses not like their government. Yeah. Well, it's obviously why they don't like them, especially right now.
کنترل داریم. یعنی زنان گفته بودند که با وجود گشت ارشاد احساس ترس و تحقیر میکنن.
In the months leading up to the protest,
George Kirby? That name is blanking on me. Who's George Kirby? Comedian, actor, singer, born in Chicago? Huh? Baseball player? What are we talking about here? I'm confused.
the morality police were stepping up enforcement, aggressively detaining women in violation of the dress code.
You would think the left would support this movement. Oh, wait, I forgot Iran isn't Ukraine. Sorry, my bad. I know. It's insane how many people, A, aren't even talking about this. And B, I mean, I try to stay away from all global politics. It's just not my thing. But I like to know what's going on. So sometimes on the show, I will have clips like this pulled up just to be informed on things going on. And also, as always, take it with a grain of salt, everything that I put up, because not everything I put up on video I'm saying is the correct way to think. I just think it's nice to hear from other sides as opposed to just watching Fox News all day or watching Ben Shapiro. Like, it's important to like hear voices that you like, but also hear from voices that you don't like and engage with them. And that's pretty much my entirety of my show. I try to be as much as possible. It's like, if you don't know what they're saying, you won't know how to have a conversation with them or know what they're going to say before they say it. You know, because most people that are low information voters or don't really engage with politics or don't engage with the news, like they just know talking points. They don't actually know what's going on. So when you start to hear the talking points, you can just jump all over them because they're like, oh, I've been waiting for this moment. The U.S. wants their oil again. Of course, yeah, we don't want to make our own oil cords. We want other people to do the dirty work for us. That's why we're all about green energy. As long as you dig up the refined mineral for us, you do your child labor, then and only then will we have our green energy and it'll be so peaceful around the world. Nancy Pelosi called George Floyd Kirby. Oh, right. Thank you, Gaz. It takes a break sometimes to remember. Nobody remembers like you guys. Okay.
من خودم قبلا تجربه کشته شده داشتم، اون استرس ها، اون حقارت هایی که به آدم میدم و اینکه همیشه آدم دلش میخواد که اون کار رو یه جوری تلافی کنه.
Then, state TV started broadcasting confessions from women who appeared visibly beaten. The public's anger was reaching a boiling point, and then Amini died.
الان در حال حاضر این شعار داره میگه که جامعه موفقه که زنها هم بتونن پا به پای مردها جامعه باشن.
It's quickly become clear how far the regime was willing to go to control society when October 2nd, security forces surrounded one of Iran's most prestigious schools, Sharif University, trapping protesting students inside for 8 terrifying hours.
دانشجو هنوزم تو بودن، ریختن سرمون، فرار کردیم. من منتظر دوستم موندم، از این گاردیا اومد.
It is almost like they're chanting all lives matter, isn't it? How dare you say that first of all on my show, Papa. How dare you speak for equality on my show. Disgusting.
از این یگانگی جهان با تو میشه کرد چیزی که من خیلی بده. هنوز دانشجومون تو بود فکر کنم. مردم همه فرار کردیم چون چاره ای نداشتیم.
به هر حال مدرسه از قدیم به ما گفتن خونه دوم ماست و یه جای امنی میتونه برشون باشه، ولی این امنیت و اینا حتی تو خونه دومشون هم ازشون میگیرن.
But the show of force didn't work. Instead, more universities joined in solidarity, and then even younger Iranians started demonstrating. Schoolyards have turned into protest sites, with teenage girls leading the charge.
Mr. Tubbs, what's up? Too bad they don't have... Exactly. If they had guns, it's a perfect example. Thank you, Mr. Tubbs. Perfect example of why having more than... What do you need? More than a round for... What are the deer have? Kevlar vests? I don't know, but the government does. What's good, Mr. Tubbs?
خودش جای تأسف داره که واقعا حاکمیت ما به کجا رسیده که بچه‌های 15 سال دارن بازداشت میکنن. نوجوانی سن طغیان هم هست. دنبال اینه که بگه من هستم، منو بپذیرید.
But Mr. Tubbs says this is why we have a Second Amendment. I know, 100%. As a perfect example. I mean, people call you a conspiracy theorist. They call you insane. They call you nuts for even saying that. You're like, what? What is the government going to do? What do you need to protect yourself from the government? It's like, do not look around the world. Imagine if, like, the Ukrainians were all heavily armed, you know? Imagine if, if in Hong Kong, they were all heavily armed. Imagine if Taiwan was heavily armed. Like, okay. Oh, well, yeah, I'm crazy. I'm the crazy one. Papa says you can only push someone so far until they start pushing back. Exactly. And that's why, like, that's why the Second Amendment is so needed for our country, because it keeps the government in check from pushing back too hard. It's meant as a deterrent. It's just like having a nuclear arms. You're not necessarily going to use it, but it's a deterrent. It stops from really bad things happening. Cord says Israel is ready to step in as a proxy with Iran. I hope not. Things could get really spicy if that happens, but don't take my word for it. Papa says, and here's the thing about pushing back. When you've never stood up for yourself, you don't know your own strength. That's true. That's true. That's what keeps the difference between people that LARP and do things for fun and protest and burn down buildings for fun and people that are willing to die for what they believe in. I think you're seeing that if you develop a cause, if you develop a mentality of I need to get this in order to be free and my life is worth it for my future generations or my grandchildren or my parents or whatever, that kind of mentality is unstoppable. That's why they hate Christians so much, because they're like, I don't care. I'll die for the gospel. I don't care. And they're like, oh, God, we got to get these people out of here. We got to put them in jail because we can't kill them. Can't shut them up.
These teenagers have also been...
Cord says it seems like war has started between Israel and Iran past couple months. Yeah, I've kind of been watching that with drones and stuff, but it seems like there's war everywhere. It feels like we're about to enter a crazy time. There's too many people willing to do insane things and ramping up, and there seems not to be a respecter for life anymore. People are more concerned about power. They're more concerned about their own thought process, their ideology, and their belief system than they are about helping the average person out. That's where we're at. Death is the only purpose people have. Sad. It's insane.
Been victims in the government crackdown. 16-year-old Nika Shakrami loved to sing and dance. She was picked up after burning her hijab in a protest on September 20th. Sarina Ismailzadeh, also 16, talked in video diaries about school exams and her dreams for the future. Sarina was arrested 2 days after Nika. Both are now dead. Officials claim the girls committed suicide, but their families insist they were beaten to death. These are some of the few cases that have seen light. In regions further from the capital, where Kurdish and Baluch ethnic minorities live, the assault on protesters has been even more severe with more fatalities. But almost no information gets out because of the lack of free press and internet blackouts. Iran's religious and political leaders have dismissed the movement as a foreign plot to overthrow them.
بنده به صراحت میگم این برنامه‌ریزی کار آمریکا کار.
There you go, Cords. I openly say that these schemes are designed by the U.S. Like, maybe, but also maybe these people just want freedom. I don't know. It's like once you get that taste of freedom, you don't want to give it up. And that
رژیم غاصب و جعلی صهیونیستی و دنبال روای اونها.
Most of the government's message about these protests is a variation on a familiar theme in Iranian politics, that foreigners are infiltrating society and trying to destabilize the government. Sentiments that Abu Fazl Amwi, spokesperson for the National Security Committee, echoed.
این غیر قابل انکاره که کشوری مثل ایران که مواضع انقلابی داره، یک سابقه رفتار مستقلانه در سیاست‌های مقابل با چالش با ایالات متحده داره، اپوزیسیون تلاش میکنن که
and they might use this as an excuse to go to war with us too, If they keep up with that rhetoric, you never know. It could be like, well, it's gone to the point now we got to blame somebody. Because why would their own people want freedom? That's insane.
اختشاشو ناامنی دست بزنن، اما خب وقتی اعتراض تبدیل به اختشاش میشه، هیچ حکومت، هیچ حاکمیتی در دنیا نمیتونه اونها رو بپذیره.
There's no verified evidence that people outside Iran are driving the protests, but Amwi did address criticism of the strict dress code for women.
ببینید موضوع حجاب یک امر ضروری دینی است و هر حال حاکمیت هم با توجه به اینکه وظایف
Papa says, well, you can't have world war unless the entire world is involved. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, we'll be involved soon. So I guess that's true. I guess blaming America is an easy way to start world war, isn't it? Or start a fun proxy war, weapons of mass destruction. We gotta go.
دینی برای خودش قائل هست از این موضوع دفاع میکنه. یک موضوعی است که قابل گفتگوست و به نظر میاد که باید کارشناسا در مورد اون بحث بکنن. اما این یه موضوعی است که در شرایط آرامش میتونه رخ بده.
The protest movement is spreading, with oil workers now striking in solidarity. But the government is showing no signs of backing down.
ببین چیزی که ما الان میخوایم جمهوری ایرانیه. ما یه آدم‌های احتیاج داریم با یه طرز فکرهای جدید، با یه ایدئولوژی جدید که شعار زن زندگی آزادی رو باور داشته باشن و بخوان پیاده کنن توی کارشون. و برای من حداقل زمانش مهم نیست. تا هر موقعی که به نتیجه برسیم و بتونیم به حق خودمون برسیم من ادامه میدم.
بهترین شعاری که واقعا چند وقتی بوده همون زن زندگی آزادی بوده. خشونتی توشه نه هیچی و حقته. اینجوریه که یعنی خدایا میشه این موضوع ابدی باشه و بتونه همون جوری که این الان بزن به راسته تو خیابون هست.
این جنبش نه تنها در ایران بلکه ببینید از نظر درگیری زنان در موضوع جنبش گسترده‌ای هست. این باعث تقویت جنبش‌های اجتماعی خواهد شد. سیاستمداران رو درگیر این موضوع کرده و کسی رو یارای مقاومت در برابر اون نیست به شدت.
Chords, maybe horror coming? The Good Samaritan will take over? Wait, what?
من از نظر تاریخی استفاده خواهد شد.
Interesting. So after watching that, do you still feel the same way? Do you still feel like it'll slowly just go away? I'm not totally sold. I don't know. Let's put a poll up. Polls are so fun. Here we go. Okay. There we go. New poll. Will Iran end in revolution? I'm not totally sold on all of it. I just don't know. It's hard to tell. Hijab burning is 1,000 times more powerful than any bra burning. Oh my God. If that isn't the most true thing you've ever said. Like, I like that some of these modern feminists try to pretend like their suffering is equal to some of these women. I'm like, no, shut up. Just shut up. What's her face on, we were watching The View last week when this whole thing started kicking off. And I remember one of them was like talking about like her abortion rights are basically the same thing as what people in Iran are going through. And they were like, it's not the same. Stop it. They didn't even allow her to say it. We should just drop a bunch of AKs. The U.S. is good at that. That's true. Yeah, like what we're doing in Ukraine. We're not really fighting for Ukraine, but we're fighting for Ukraine at the border. Wow, 50-50 on votes. All right, 50-50. That's scary, man. That's crazy. Hey, yo, that's crazy. What do you guys want to talk about? Is there any videos that you haven't seen? I was going to do that Alex Jones interview, but like I don't have time to. It's like an hour-long interview. And I don't necessarily have time for that right now. Do you guys like Primetime 99? You just put out a video getting spit in the face. What's next? Primetime 99 just got spat in the face. This is just breaking. Iran will. It's tough to say how Iran will end. It's definitely going to get bloodier. Yeah. Every revolution is bloody. That's the problem with it. What's next, football? It is almost time for football. No, I gotta walk my dog and then I gotta go work out. That's what I do late at night on Mondays.
You're my favorite.
Fuck you. You are the reason. You are the fucking reason we're all here today. You are the fucking reason.
you for coming. Thank you all for buying tickets. Oh, I love you. I love you. I think you're a really nice woman. Oh, she's spit on me! Hey, luckily I like that fetish. She does that. That turns me on. Now she turned me on. How am I going to see? You're my.
Do you like how that cop is just watching it and not doing anything? Back the blue. Like a girl just spit on him and he's like, I'm not totally sure. X-Fleet Deep Space Nine, she seems nice. Yeah, she seems like okay, this video is going around about I don't know if you guys have seen this video of what's her face? I'm blanking on her name. Papa, help me out. What's her name? What is her freaking name? I just know her stupid songs. Yeah, but there's this video going around of her face. Watch her eyes very close. Everyone's thinking she's like a bot or something. You forgot too? Oh, I keep forgetting. Look at her eyes. I've seen these women say it's just like glue or something. To her. Katy Perry. I knew Papa would know. Thank you. I don't know what it is. Everyone's saying like people put like glue on for fake eyelashes and the eyelashes were getting stuck. But of course the conspiracy theorists out there everywhere is like, oh my God, it's a side effect. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But everyone's like, what's going on? What happened? I like how we all just like, wait a minute. Is there a debate going on right now? Is Ron DeSantis debating right now? Ron DeSantis debate. Is there really a debate right now? Or did that already happen? Upcoming debate. Did I miss it? You said yep? Is that why like no one's watching?
It's time, Congressman.
Why is no one playing the debate? I hate that no one plays the debate. I'm gonna find it. How did I miss that? Dude, see, that's why I don't get paid the big bucks. Ron DeSantis debate. Versus Charlie Crist. I'm gonna find this crap. Where is it? Let's go for live. Sorry. This is what happens when you do stuff on the fly. I don't want there are people showing you debate, but I don't want like commentary by people.
They're not teaching hate. They're teaching reading, writing, and arithmetic.
There's so many people doing commentary. I missed my grift. Son of a gun.
Something we actually agree on. I believe that young man should have gotten the death penalty for killing 17 innocent students in our schools. It was absolutely abhorrent. And you have to do what's right. And it's a tough thing sometimes. But whatever it takes to make sure that we can enforce those laws that say there are consequences to your actions, we need to be able to enforce them and get it done right.
Governor.
I think he deserved the ultimate punishment. When you murder in cold blood 17 innocent people, there's no other punishment that meets the gravity of that crime. And to have one juror hold out on that
now I'll go live
a travesty. Longer. So yes, I'm going to ask the Florida legislature to amend that statute so that one juror doesn't have veto power over appropriate punishment. But I'll tell you this, when that happened, I wasn't governor yet. It was the year before, but I became friends with a lot of the families, people like Andy Pollack, Ryan Petty. No one was being held accountable for anything that was going on there. I came into office my first week. We suspended the sheriff of Broward County for the ineptitude that was displayed. We called a special grand jury, statewide grand jury, to look into the failures of the school district and other school security failures. That report came back. We've instituted great reforms. We've done $750 million for school security, and I was able to suspend 4 school board members that the grand jury had said were derelict in the performance of their duty. We brought accountability for those families when no one else would.
Congressman, you have the floor, 30 seconds.
Those weren't the only people he removed from office. We have a state attorney in Tampa Bay named Andrew Warren that he of his own volition decided to kick out of office and suspend because he actually spoke about what he felt about an issue. That used to be called freedom of speech in this country. And Governor, I know you went to Harvard Law School, but you need to study the Constitution again. When you start removing people from public office, that's the job of the people. He was twice elected state attorney in Tampa Bay, did a great job, and because he voiced something that disagreed with you, you decided to suspend him? That's
time.
not good leadership.
Congressman, Governor, you have 30 seconds.
Yeah, look, I think that this is a very important issue for our country. Prosecutors aren't above the law. They don't have the right to veto duly enacted statutes. I know Charlie Crist supports prosecutors like L.A. and Manhattan that are basically ignoring the law, and crime is spiking in those areas. I disagree with that. I think in Florida, you can't be a law unto yourself as a prosecutor. Duly enacted statutes must be enforced, and we will be much safer as a result of that. So I acted appropriately, and I would do it again.
Thank you. That is all the time we have for questions at this time. Gentlemen, you each have 1 minute for a closing statement. The coin toss determined
I just got to the closing statement. God, kill me.
So please begin, Congressman.
Wow. I'm sorry.
I want to thank Floridians for watching tonight. I love Florida. I love her with all my heart. I want to unite her. I want to bring this state back together and not have a divider as a governor. I want women to have the right to choose and make their own decisions about your body, especially in cases of rape or incest. I want to make Florida more affordable again. When I was governor, I lowered your property insurance. When I was governor, I lowered your property taxes. When I was governor, I made sure that we had an affordable economy, even in a recession. He's raised all these things. He's also raised your taxes. He won't even tell you if he'll serve 4 years if you re-elect him. I mean, come on. You deserve better than that. Florida deserves better than that. Thank you very much.
Well said.
This is like a leftist stream, by the way.
Governor, you have your closing statement now, 60 seconds.
Well, thank you. We have accomplished an awful lot over these 4 years. We have the largest budget surplus in history. We have a 2.5% unemployment, second lowest on record, and we just delivered the biggest tax relief in the history of the state. We've expanded school choice. We've protected parents' rights, and we've done the largest increase in teacher pay in Florida history. And even though it had years of neglect, we made historic restoration for our Everglades and improvements to our water quality, because water is the foundation of not just our economy, but our way of life. And then when a once-in-a-century pandemic hit, I led based on facts, not based on fear. I lifted you up while some like Charlie Crist wanted to lock you down. I took a lot of flack in the process, but through it all, I was always more concerned about protecting your job than I was about saving
Why do they
mine.
allow
I took
audience?
the arrows so you wouldn't have to. We will continue to fight the good fight. We will continue to run the race. We will continue to keep the faith. We've accomplished an awful lot, but we've only begun to fight. God bless you, and I ask for your vote on November 8th.
Many thanks to our candidates.
Why do they allow having an audience to scream liar while you talk is... How is this a debate?
I'm Liz Pirantes.
I mean, this guy loves it because he's a leftist. He's like, oh yeah, forget
Well,
it.
with the couple-minute late start and the 3-minute early end, essentially a 54-minute debate during which we didn't learn
Here we go,
a
leftist
lot.
take.
But what a debate, trading blows. But I have to say, I do think here.
Okay, here's
that
an honest
Charlie
take.
Crist made a very good case. Unfortunately, DeSantis is winning by 10, and it simply may not be enough to close the gap.
No!
Tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night, Oz v. Fetterman, one of the most anticipated
that's tomorrow night?
debates of
Okay,
the season.
I will be up for that.
We will be here live.
Oz Fetterman?
Subscribe
Sorry I missed this.
free on YouTube, folks. Be one of...
Okay. Sorry I missed that. I can't believe I missed that. I took the L. I was wondering why my viewer numbers were a little lower. I took the L. The L has been taken. Tomorrow night, we will do Dr. Oz. And Fetterman. Let's see. Let me see when the debate is going to be. Fetterwoman. Sorry. Sorry. The closing statement. It looks like we didn't miss much from the closing statement, though. I get that people think like having an audience is like showing how like if you're winning the audience or whatever, but having an audience who acts like children like that, why would you do that? And as an organizer, why would you allow that? It doesn't make you look strong. It makes you look like you're running against children. Then your points are never going to be put across well, you know? And that was just like, yeah, okay. Campaign 22 on C-SPAN doesn't even have it for tonight. You guys help me out. Where's a good breakdown of where it has like all the live debates? Because I don't even see on this C-SPAN website Pennsylvania debate. See, I have like Wednesday we got South Carolina debate, which I might watch that. I might live stream on Wednesday. Maybe. I don't know. I might have to go serve. Help me out, guys. That one is going to be crazy, though. Yeah. Dr. Oz debate versus Fetterman. It's Florida. It's impossible to shut down people there. They wrestle alligators for profit. Exactly. That's so true. The debate is... Sorry, I'm slowing down. What time is the debate tomorrow? Like, I'm looking it up. I hate that, like, they make it so hard to find it. Debate tomorrow. It's obnoxious. There should be, like, a website that has all the debates. October 25th. Yep. At 8 p.m. It's probably 8 p.m. Pennsylvania time. Okay. All right, we'll be live for that. That's a freaking no-brainer. It'll be too hard not to. There should be a local news YouTube channel. Yeah, I'm sure it will be on the local news YouTube channel. I just wish there was like a breakdown of all campaign debates scheduled. I just wish there was like a website that had like a breakdown of every single debate scheduled, because I always just find like things like debates that you should know or something. You know, maybe you guys could help me with that, because like I go to C-SPAN, it had breakdowns, but it didn't even have, because I've been using C-SPAN for my debates that are scheduled, and they don't even have this one up. Okay, yeah, I'm not losing my mind, I swear. There should be a local YouTube channel. I'm going to find that. But if you guys find one, feel free to text me at my text number of like a website that has like a complete breakdown of all the debates. Because I don't see... Maybe this one is it? Parapublic? North Dakota debate schedule. Yeah, I still don't see it. Okay, I'm going to keep looking. All right. God. Sorry this got derailed. I was looking at Twitter for like videos to watch, and then all of a sudden I saw some like DeSantis. Let's look up some of the old clips from stuff that we potentially missed. Let's go, Ron. Keep Florida free. Jacob, how do you feel about Ron DeSantis in that debate? Here we go. Here's some clips. I'm a big clip guy. Let's go. Clips. Here we go.
And you want to talk about standing up for taxpayers. When Charlie Crist was governor, he ran saying he would not raise taxes. He became...
It was sloppy, not organized. Yeah, I didn't like the people in the audience. They shouldn't have that much power. That's ridiculous. We're supposed to be a serious country and have serious debates. Cord says it's okay you missed the debate. Thank you for catching the federal woman debate. You're welcome. Well, I got clips for you. Don't worry.
You want to talk about standing up for taxpayers. When Charlie Crist was governor, he ran saying he would not raise taxes. He became governor, and he signed off on the largest increase in taxes and fees in the history of the state of Florida.
That's time,
we
Governor.
just enacted the largest decrease in taxes in the history of Florida.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree with that. Crowd was too much. Yeah, the crowd shouldn't have that much power. Like you can't have like a serious conversation if somebody's screaming, especially when you get a modern leftist who are obnoxiously loudly annoying human beings and don't like the idea of being civil in its capacity because they see it as life or death, so they're going to scream. Here's another clip of hiding in Puerto Rico. Okay, oh my God.
Well, look, I'm proud that we had 42,000 linemen staged, ready to go, unprecedented array
as loud
of
as I can get it.
responders. We were able to get in record time, effectuate thousands of rescues, get the power back on for millions of people in record time, and when the bridges got wiped out in Pine Island and in Sanibel, people thought those islands were going to be severed from the mainland for 6 months to a year. We did the Pine Island restoration in 3 days, and we did the Sanibel Causeway restoration in 2 weeks. Now those islands have the ability to recover, and Charlie Crist is sitting there. You know what he was doing during this? He was hiding out in Puerto Rico. He wasn't helping his community here. And then when he got back, what did he do? His campaign was soliciting campaign contributions from storm victims. That is unacceptable, and that's not what a leader would do in a time of
Yeah, but that's what a Democrat would do. Like, what the heck, dude? That's insane. Charlie Crist is so cringy. Remember that video that we did a long time ago talking about Charlie Crist, and he was like talking about how Crist rhymes with Christ. So when you vote for me, you vote for Christ. Agree with that. Crowd was, yeah. I just like the idea of like a crowd having that much power and being allowed to be that loud and not being told to shut up or anything, or crowd shouldn't be a thing for debates. I don't like it. I know it's their way of adding energy, but if you can't like pump up a crowd, then you probably shouldn't be running. And then Ron DeSantis goes on to talk about protecting women's sports.
I also signed, I'm the father of a 5-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old daughter as well as a 4-year-old son, but my daughters are very athletic, and we signed legislation to protect the right of women athletes, that you should not have someone competing on the men's team for 3 years and then switch to the women's team. Charlie Crist opposed that bill. He said he would have vetoed it. I'm going to protect women's sports in the state of Florida. It's
awesome. I mean, there's a reason why they hate him. You know, he's too on point. Okay, and then we talked about genital mutilation. Very exciting. See, we're getting all the points.
And here in Florida, lawmakers are divided on the issue of gender transitions for minors. The Florida Department of Health has held firm that there are risks associated with certain puberty blocking and hormone therapies for children, despite pushback from the federal government and other states. Where do you stand on minors undergoing so-called gender-affirming medical procedures and therapies? Governor?
Well, so-called is important because when they say gender-affirming care, they mean giving puberty blockers to teenage girls and teenage boys. They mean doing double mastectomies on young girls. They mean chemically castrating young boys. That is wrong. We are not going to allow that to happen in the state of Florida. A lot of kids go through a lot of different things. A lot of the dysphoria resolves itself by the time they become adults. And we have a number of people that have spoken out in favor of what we're doing to say you should not mutilate minors. And they went through this when they were minors. Now they're adults and they regret it. And other countries in Europe that went down this road have now backtracked. And so we're doing the right thing. It's inappropriate to be doing basically what's genital mutilation.
Oh, God. You can just hear the crowd laughing. That's obnoxious. Christ is going to say whatever the main talking point at the time is for Debs. Yeah. I thought I saw something for John Crist that he went around to Florida and his main campaign thing was Crist aligns with Joe Biden's policies or whatever. And then we have DeSantis standing talking about parents' rights. It should be interesting.
Well, I would say when you oppose the Parents' Rights in Education bill, which prevents 6, 7, 8-year-olds from having sexuality, gender ideology injected in their curriculum, You are the one that's waging the culture war. I'm simply defending parents and students because it's inappropriate to have that in elementary school. It's inappropriate to tell a six-year-old that they were born in the wrong body. It's inappropriate to tell an 8-year-old that they may have been born a girl, but maybe they're really a boy. That's wrong. We need to do the basics. We need to teach them to read, write, add, and subtract. And if we do that, we'll
the people in the background.
Lead in fourth grade reading and fourth grade math, like we did in today's NAEP results, which is a great testament to having open schools and a lot of hardworking folks in our school system. I also signed, I'm the father of a 5-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old daughter as well as a 4-year-old son, but my daughters are very athletic, and we signed legislation.
He sounds a little nervous in his voice. I will say that.
To protect the right of women athletes. That you should not have someone competing on the men's team for 3 years and then switch to the women's team. Charlie Crist opposed that bill. He said he would have vetoed it. I'm going to protect.
He looks calm, though. I mean, I don't. Interesting. A worn out old donkey put out the path. Wait, what? What is this clip? Incredible. We missed a good one.
But I just want to make things very, very clear. The only worn-out old donkey I'm looking to put out to pasture is Charlie Crist.
That was for Papa. Children need to learn how to read, write, and memorize the Economico. That worked for us. Oh.
But I just want to make things very, very clear. The only worn-out old donkey I'm looking to put out to pasture is Charlie Crist.
Gosh. Then he paints Charlie Crist as the shutdown guy. Very exciting.
And I would also say this. You mentioned, Liz, that people are flocking to Florida. That would not have happened if Charlie Crist had his way. He wrote me a letter in July of 2020 saying you need to shut down the state of Florida. He said you need to force people to shelter in their own homes.
He does know the Economico.
That would have destroyed the state of Florida. That would have caused our...
It's amazing that there are people booing this after all the information that has come out, after all the research that has come out of the damage we did for shutting down, and they're just still booing it because this is religion. It's like a cult, you know? Even if the facts are in your face telling you something, what you think is wrong, it's like, it doesn't matter. My faith dictates otherwise.
Tourism industry to go into the toilet, it would have locked out millions of kids from school. I rejected Charlie Crist's lockdown letter. I kept this state open and I kept this state free. And we now have the biggest budget surplus in the history of Florida. We have a 2.5% unemployment,
Governor,
second lowest on record, and we just did the biggest tax cut in Florida history.
Thank you, Governor. That's time. Congressman, you have 30 seconds for rebuttal.
Thank you very much. Well, Ron, that's rich. You're the only governor.
Charlie Crist wears matching pajamas. I can see that. From Costco.
In the history of Florida, this ever...
No, from Air. What is that? What's the Air In-Flight magazine? What's it?
Shut down our schools. You're the only governor in the history of Florida that shut down our businesses. I never did that as governor.
He just said you're the only governor that shut down businesses. God, I swear. I mean, are people just this stupid? Come on. Why did he shut it? Why did we shut down? Why Sky Mall? That's it. Thank you, Papa.
Governor in the history of Florida that's ever shut down our schools. You're the only governor in the history of Florida that shut down our businesses. I never did that as governor.
Yeah, because you never had a pandemic when you were governor. Is that correct? I'll take what is COVID-19 for 500, Alex?
You're the one who's the shutdown guy. We need to have somebody who is at the helm that understands it's important to listen to science, to do what's right, to utilize common sense. You don't just shut down at the
common sense. Don't say that word.
Outset, and then when it's politically convenient for you, you want to open back up to score political points for your race for president. That's not right. It's not what the people deserve.
Governor, you have 30 seconds.
Well, so he opposed having kids in school. His supporters sued me to keep the kids out of school in 2020. And how critical was that decision? We just got the nation's report card, the results from all 50 states. Florida, number 3 in 4th grade reading and number 4 in the country in 4th grade math. And if you adjust that for demographics, we are number 1 in the country in both. That would not have happened if we let Charlie Crist and his friends lock our kids out of school.
Follow the chat, but keep it to science.
Like they did in California and like they did in New York. We did.
Exactly. I can't believe that he thinks that's even a winning issue. Okay, that's all the clips I see so far. Oh, man. What a debate. I don't think we missed much. It seemed kind of like all over the place. Yeah. That's all the clips I saw. Unless I go to let's go to the Democratic side. Recount. They try to make him look at this. Look, okay, so this is a Democratic platform. The recount. Somebody in the crowd yells liar as Governor DeSantis claims he led the pandemic based on facts. Why is that? You have some crazy person screaming liar and all of a sudden like you're going to say that? Ron DeSantis labels gender-affirming surgery as genital mutilation while defending his policies restricting transgender healthcare. A lot of kids have a lot of different... God. Here's Charlie Crist's ad from 2016 which describes himself as pro-life. Oops. Ron DeSantis hits flip-flopping on abortion. Okay. What's this?
Shift with whatever. He's also something of a little bit of a chameleon. I mean, he used to support a federal constitutional amendment that outlawed all abortion regardless of any type of exceptions. Now he's taken the other extreme position. The question is this an honest change of heart, or is this a guy that's going to shift with whatever when he needs to try to keep his political career alive? I think we all know the answer to that question.
Got him. Ron, I could have pat yourself on the back 2 months at 87,000. Okay. I mean, it didn't look like... I don't really see anything that blew me away. Okay. Interesting. What are you guys' thoughts on those clips? Do you feel like... It looked like we didn't miss much. I'll just say that. I'm sorry, I totally blanked on that debate. I should have been looking up the debate schedule. But again, where do we find a debate schedule besides C-SPAN? I see C-SPAN have some stuff, but like, I don't see anything. Whatever. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me, though. All right, I've live streamed for 3 hours and 2 minutes. I hope you've enjoyed. Charlie Crist is going to demand a recount the week. Of course he is, because he's an election denier. he's one of those Stacey Abrams folk. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Team FL, Jacob, thanks for popping in the chat, man. It means a lot to me. We got a call. I don't want to miss this phone call. Somebody called us. Again, if you always want to call the show, it's 872-240-2407 and leave me a message. But we got to hear this call. All right, caller. Here we go. Hey, subscribed? Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Derek O'Shea Show. Here we go. This is from Papa.
Hey, Derek. Papa Burlap. Let's call you from Laos in a prison camp. It's a long story. Just calling to let you know a lot of weird stuff happened. Malaysian government got involved when they found out I was trying to steal your Zima. Apparently Zima is important to their energy program or something. So I was planning on selling them your Zima. Next thing I know, I'm in a prison camp. I got access to a satellite phone, which is nice, but they don't have cable down here. I'm kind of miffed about that. Anyways, make a short story long. There is a mysterious package that's going to be left on your doorstep. Don't open it, okay? It's supposed to be addressed to a Mr. Seamus O'Shaughnessy. You're not Seamus O'Shaughnessy, so if you open up that package, you are violating federal law. It has nothing to do with the Laotian government as far as you know. Okay, there are no secret nuclear energy plants in there, so just don't open it. Just return to sender, and as soon as I get back, We'll go back to pilfering your Zima. Oh, Christ, I got to get going. I'm losing the soccer game. I'm going to be out like 20 packs of cigarettes, bro. This sucks. Anyways, man, I got to go. Hey, don't talk to my phone.
Dude, you're nuts. I love it. My freaking thing popped off. Oh. If you want to call the show and leave me a message like that, call 872-240-2407. You're not touching my freaking Zima, all right? I'm stashing that. I got a whole stash. In fact, let me show you. Let me show you my warehouse. You think, you know, this is basically what my house looks like. All right. I got Zima on Zima on Zima on Zima. Zima galore. Nobody, and I mean not nobody, loves Zima like me. I escaped. How did you get out? I didn't even think about that. You're free. Bloop. All right. Last 3 hours have been fun, guys. We've talked. What have we talked about? We talked about so much. We caught the last part of the debate. We never got to this Alex Jones interview. It's like, I'm gonna save it for a rainy day. I feel like, it's so long. We did the View and Ted Cruz. We talked about that for a long time. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed it. Tomorrow night we will have the Feder Woman debate versus Dr. Oz. So be sure to subscribe to that. It's Feder Woman. And Wednesday I have my new character coming out. The wig is coming. And the costume is coming with the wig. It's going to be epic. Hopefully I'll do some more man on the street videos, especially with stuff coming down the pipe. But I appreciate you guys for hanging out. Pop, I appreciate you. Jacob, thanks for subscribing. Mr. Tubbs 911, thank you so much. I'm going to go down to Gaz. Thank you so much for joining. Pickles for Hillary, thank you so much for joining us. Crow, thank you so much for joining us. Find It, Fix It, thanks so much for hanging out. Wilson, thanks so much for hanging out. Papa Burlap, as always. Chords on Rumble, thanks so much. Old Saucy on Rumble, thanks so much. I appreciate every single one of you guys for getting in the chat, for having the cojones to even get in the chat and say hello and say what's up. It means a lot to me that you hang out with me. You take time out of your day to hang out with me, and instead of another YouTube show to hang out with. As always, we go live. Right now I'm going live for my work schedule, 5 p.m. Eastern on weekdays. Come hang out, and on Sunday as well. Be sure, if you want to call in, as always, call in or text me. Leave me a message at 872-240-2407. This isn't my private number. I'm not going to tell anyone your freaking phone number. You can even mask your phone number. It doesn't matter. And I'm not going to say your name unless you say your name in the message, so it'll be up to you. But always, thanks for the laughs. Hey, appreciate it. I hope you guys laughed. It's Monday. I was trying to get my energy. It was a long day at work. All that crap. Tomorrow we'll be geared up and ready for Dr. Oz and Fetterman. Holy crap, it's going to be good. We'll have some games to play too, because it's important. We'll have some games. We'll have a call-in. We'll have the game show. We'll have everything that's going on. We'll have all our things going on. And then we'll have me. We'll have me in a full swing. So we'll have all the good stuff. But I appreciate you guys. Have a good night. I freaking love every single one of you guys. You guys mean a lot to me. Without you, the show would be boring. As always, thanks for joining me on the Derek O'Shea Show. Tell your friends and family. Drop a like on the comments and make sure you subscribe. Have a good day. Love you. Bye.